Hey Legionnaires, welcome back to Middle-earth once again, and we have some more Lord of the Rings action for you today. Here we have a glorious siege here, a 3v3. I'm not entirely sure what map this is entirely. It must be one of the new ones, but yeah, I'm not entirely sure which one it is. Maybe like Drathenberg or something like that. I can't, like whatever that one in like the north is called. I can't remember, but it looks really cool, and we do have some very cool factions here today. We have the Dwarves of the Iron Hills. We have the Dwarves of Erebor as well, uniting together. These brethren are here to take on the men of Dorwinion and the men of Gondor, and also the Elves of the Wooden Realm, who will be fighting some of their kin, the Elves of Lindon, on the attack as well here today. We have Erebor Axe Guards setting up, and we do have a charge here from some Gwynn Sentries, Dorwinion unit here. They're going to get a little bit of a charge off, but oh, I don't think the Erebor player was paying attention at all. As yeah, the cavalry goes in here and absolutely bulldozes this Erebor Axe Guard. I've been killing a few. I'm not doing too much damage actually, to be fair. They might get out with a few kills themselves, will the Erebor Axe Guard. Yeah, getting about 5 or 6. They're very, very nice. But yes, this is with the Last Breath mod. So this is a submod that adds a few factions. We've currently got Dorwinion, we've got the Iron Hills, as you saw there, and we have Khan as some new factions. They do have some new ones on the way as well. I'm very excited to see those. We've got the Khan and River Guard over here. They're taking a few hits actually. Need to be careful. The tower's collapsing as well. But yes, it looks as though the Iron Hills will be taking on the Wooden Realm here, and it seems like Erebor will be taking on Dorwinion maybe. I'm not really sure. The defenders seem like they're a bit everywhere. They're kind of supporting each other. It's not a bad idea. But yeah, this is a bad sign though that there's no spears over here to stop against this cav. They could really do one of those like Dwarven Boar Hunters, just like a Levy spear unit from the Dwarves. Like even Levy spears for the Dwarves, very, very good. I mean, if they form Shield Wall, I guess that wouldn't be too bad, but even still, it's like swords they're trying to use against cav. It's not enough. You need spears or pole arms to stop a cavalry charge. And they're actually going to land another sword. This is a bad idea. This is not going to end well. Unless they're going to try and force this cav out to try and let this sword unit land. I don't know. Lyndon over here really taking his time on landing. He's actually not even moving his towers right now. And we do have Erebor over here as well. Erebor Halberdiers are here, I saw. They're on the ram. But yeah, they do have some Noldorian nobles. We've got shipwright nobles back here, and we've got a whole bunch of like shock infantry as well being kept in reserve. I think mostly yeah, Noldorian swords here. And there you go. Again, the cav going in. This is the Dwarven player did not learn. I mean, he's not going to kill many because the swords have barely landed. But yeah, the Dwarven player just needs to just get some spears over here, and then keep this cav away from his as his line set up. I mean, if he goes into this street here, he's kind of blocking off. He also needs to block this little gap here, and then the cav is nullified for now. But it looks like the cav's going to go for another charge. I think it's going to be a suicidal charge here into swords. I don't know. He stopped right at the last moment. He built some momentum, and then lost his momentum. We'll be doing some damage to these swords. Yeah, you can see here losing decisively with these charges. So at least they're doing some damage. They could get some crossbows over here as well. That would also do some damage. But yes, this is a very close siege. I've been told it comes down to the wire. So definitely one to stick around for and get some snacks, get yourself some drinks, and prepare for some Lord of the Rings chaos. I'm really looking forward to this one. Sent in by a member of my Discord, sent in by Zarn, who is one of the developers for the Last Breath submod, and he said that it was really close. And to be fair, Zarn doesn't send in many replays, so you know when you're getting a replay from Zarn, it's going to be a good one. He's just, the Dwarven player over here though is just stacking up infantry. This is not going to achieve that much, I feel like. We actually have a whole bunch of dwarves as well being kept in reserve here as well. They're really like taking their time and bringing them up. We've got 2 Wardens back here. We've got the Manchu Claimers, or Day 9 foot as well, I imagine is here. Yeah, Manchu Claimers, Day 9 foot. Yeah, just a lot of elites of Evermyth from veterans. Dwarven Barrack Guard. Yeah, they're keeping a lot of stuff in reserve there. A lot of good stuff, to be fair. Yeah, Erebor only really sending forward his like axe guards, his swords, and you really needed some spears. Those 2 Wardens would have been great just to counter the cav. Maybe not like actually use them in the fight, but just use them to counter the cav, keep them at bay. As you can see over here as well, we've got elven archers here. Elven archers, sorry, no, not elven archers. They're Dorwinian archers here, looking on this barricade, and the elven swords in front. So, once the elves get into a fight here, the crossbow unit on this barricade here is just going to fire down, like, in front of the combat, and is going to get so many kills. And these Dorwinian crossbows are really good, I've been told. Really, really good. And they are dueling currently with their Mithril crossbows, so I don't really know who's going to win that fight. I would have thought the dwarves, because they have the numbers. But I don't know, those barricades are kind of pretty useful for cover. But we'll see. Yeah, actually, to be fair, the Dorwinian crossbows kind of die quite quickly. They need to just be patient. Get the Iron Hill, like, wait until the Iron Hill warriors into combat, which they're about to go into now. Start focusing these guys down. You get some kills. Over on this side, it looks like they're pretty set up, ready to go in. Elves are here, though, patiently waiting. There is, I think you can sneak through these gaps, though, in these buildings here, and you could definitely get around them. Definitely something they could think about doing and giving a go. But here we go. The first infantry combat is going to start here now. Oh, a brilliant artillery shot right at the last second there, coming in. And there you go, the Iron Hill Warriors engage now against the Lasgalan Blades. I feel like the Lasgalan Blades are going to win this fight just with the support of these crossbows now up here. Also, I think the else is superior to the Iron Hill Warriors. They cost like 1.5 the price of an Iron Hill Warrior. And they both look awesome. You can see the Iron Hill banner here, raised high. Rally to the banner! Kill these elven scum. Seems like quite recently we've got a lot of elves versus dwarves on the channel. We've had it in like Last Alliance. We've had it in. I'm pretty sure we had it in like the last Dawnless Day Siege that we did. Actually, no, we didn't. The last Dawnless Day Siege was a lot of elves and dwarves fighting together. We have had a lot of elves and dwarves recently. I've just realised. Clearly, is the season for dwarves and elves. Yeah, these I never see these guys, the boar hunters, in combat. Never see them in a fight. But look kind of cool, you know, for a low tier unit. Like their shields, like they got, like there's just a basic square shield. Looks kind of like, I mean, it looks actually quite nice. I also like that one over there on the left, and that's a strange shape. I don't know what to describe that. Oh, okay, Cavs just charging spears. Not a good idea, even if it's a levy spear unit. I'd say if it was any other levy spear unit, if it was like a goblin one. Or, I mean, they're still losing, actually, in fairness. If it was a goblin one or an orc one, yeah, but these are dwarf levies. I feel like dwarf levy infantry is technically much better than any other levy infantry. Or maybe like the elves as well. But yeah, like elves and dwarves levy stuff, it's not really levy. It's probably like lower end of trained with the stats that they have, probably. Oh, we've got Sons of the Hill already been sent in here. Wow, it's already sitting in their elite shock infantry. And it's making a difference. They're breaking through this elven line. These elves are losing. Whether the elves will send something else forward, I don't know. We've got Kana and River Hunters going in. River Guard going in. Again, they should really try and see if they can flank through some of these little, like, just snickerways. I mean, they will probably let themselves be open to Warriors of Loznark attacking. But they could maybe try and get these Lords Lasgal and Forest Rangers that are just patiently waiting here. I just love this mod though, it looks awesome, it really does. I'm so glad that like we've waited years already for what we've got. And I'm just so happy with like the Dawn State. It really is one of the best looking mods. Look at the elves as well. Oh, this armor, the Wooden Realm look great, they really do. They've been done for years and they still hold up. It feels like years anyway. It probably is. Sometimes when I like do videos and stuff, I just forget how long ago it has been since stuff has been done and how long actually I've been doing YouTube. Kind of wild to think about, really. Yeah, like the Wooden Realm. I've been out probably, I would say, must be 2 years. Must be. I kind of vaguely remember doing like some great sieges with the devs, and then I feel like it was about 2 years ago. Kind of wild to think about. Yeah, in January, I'm pretty sure it'll be 4 years. 4 years of YouTube. It's really kind of mad to think about. But anyway, less of the emotional stuff. As Garland Blades are losing decisively here. It seems like those crossbows, I don't know where they went. They're over here. The door-winning crossbows gave up trying to support them. So my idea of what they were going to do didn't actually pan out. Whether they could put some archers up there instead, like some Lords of Lasgallan or something up there, because they're quite well armored, but they'd absorb a few shots. Over here as well, Warriors of Losnark losing. Really don't know why the Gondor player bothered bringing them. I don't know if this is actually Zarn who's playing as Gondor. Zarn should know better. Warriors of Losnark, they're pretty trash. They are not going to do well. They're losing currently to low-tier Dwarven units. Dwarven warriors. It's poor. We've also got Selduin Bridge Wards in here, which is a very elite polearm unit. Yeah, it is elite. And they've lost a couple of guys, but yeah, they are a pretty nasty polearm unit for Dorwini there. And they're just, yeah, already in the front lines. I'm surprised they're putting these guys forward so early. But maybe they've got Gondor and Woodland Realms like polearms for later on. And beyond, well, Gondor's pikes. Woodland Realms polearms. Which would make sense. They're committing these guys first, because these are probably the worst of the elite polearms available. They are starting to die a little bit. They need to be careful flanking around like this, because they will just get counterflanked, and the archers here will just shoot them down. Actually, these are elves. We have got elven archers. We've got elves that have landed inside now. And over here as well, the elves have finally landed. It's like taking them. We've been like 10 minutes into this match or something like this already. The elves have finally landed. Whether they were AFK or they were just taking the time, seeing whether the defenders were going to actually set up here. I mean, he's facing Dorwinian. This is all Dorwinian. And he's got going against Violent Men-at-Arms, which have Javies. So, yeah, these guys are pretty useful. They can do some pretty decent damage. And they'll actually be pretty good against shock infantry as well, because the shock infantry has low missile block chance. So, it doesn't help that there's going to be extra missiles going against them. We're back in the fight over here. The bridge wards, they're doing okay, actually. I thought maybe they were out of position, but they're not. Dorwinian infantry hitter as well. I feel like that would be a better investment for the defenders than those men-at-arms, but I guess you got to go with what you can afford. The Dorwinian infantry is a little bit better because I think they're technically heavy infantry. Yeah, they're heavy melee infantry. But the men-at-arms are medium. I don't know what's going to be better, really. Oh, a lot of routing going on over here, though, for the Iron Hills. Dwarven Axe infantry dying. These shock infantry here, the Warriors of Losnark as well, also suffering. Lost about 70 men. Yeah, I mean, this is not looking good for the dwarves over here. They've lost a lot. The elves have held on, even though they were losing for a long time. Their gates have been utterly destroyed. I presume that's the one over on that far side where the elves are. Yeah, really not making much progress, and I'm surprised to not knock down this barricade now. The dwarves are finally bringing in their final reserves as well. They're getting up all the remains of their shock infantry and their crossbows. I certainly feel like they need to maybe just slow it down a little bit, use that crossbow ammo. I don't know whether later on it's going to be of much use. Or that trebuchet has been using ammo. And no wonder that thing's like been... I imagine it's been hitting a lot of expensive stuff, but I can't see exactly what it's been going for. Maybe these Iron Hill warriors? Because they've been taking fire. But yeah, this is certainly a cool map. I do like it. We've got like lots of really horrible choke points. I mean, bridges are just some of the worst choke points I think in Dawnless days to try and take. We've got pedicle and spears there, so they haven't put anything too horrible on them, luckily. Well, at least not on that one. This one has got a Selduin Bridge Ward on. But yeah, this is a really cool map. And then you've got like a one choke point all the way up here, it looks like. Oh no, there's a second choke point. Good. I was going to say, one winding choke point would be horrible. But there's two, like, winding choke points up this, like, hilltop all the way to the top here, and then you kind of fight for the top. I think once you're up, if you're as an attacker, once you're up this hill and you've actually managed to get up, I think it's GG, because it doesn't seem like it's very easy to defend from there on in for the defenders. But here we go, a little flank going on here from the Woodland Realm. Lasgallan Blades, I think they're just going to try and engage these Iron Fortress warriors. They're going to have to also take out this Axe Infantry, really, but they're kind of just bombing past that. And they're into these crossbows, which have got pretty good melee stats. But I don't think they're good enough to stop an elven sword unit. And they're going to try and run for their lives, but they're going to lose a lot of dwarves doing this. You can see that axe infantry to break as well. The crossbows, yeah, I mean, there's nothing here to support them. Taking a long time to get stuff up. We've got Iron Hill Pikes in the way and Dragon Slayers. Seem to see a lot of these guys recently. And to be honest, Dragon Slayers kind of disappointed me in previous sieges. So hopefully, this is your last chance. I swear to God, Dragon Slayers. If you don't do well in this game, I don't trust you ever again. I'll just be saying you're trash in every video from there on in. Got a Dwarven Range Travelers. So actually seeing some bows being brought by the Dwarves. Really interesting armies being brought here by the Dwarves, I personally feel like. But there you go, that's just me. Oh, the Elves have engaged. The Elves have gone in, and they are dying to these Javies quite nastily. Like, the blood splatter coming off these Elves is actually incredible. There's a lot of Elves here. This guy's a literal porcupine. They have got through. They just need to set, there's no faffing about. Get in there, just try and kill these swords. Okay, they have luckily run out of ammo as well. So there you go. The Elves now, Linden can engage. We haven't seen Linden in a hot minute, to be fair. It is probably the least used Elven faction, I think. In the siege, it's pretty good. I'd agree, I think. But in land battles, you just never see it get used. They're absolutely cutting through these Violent men-at-arms. I mean, this is brutal. You can see the Dawnless infantry behind, though, ready to go. Look at the Javies. And these Elves, all they can do is just absorb them. Like that guy there, just ate a javelin. Like, they could be minding their own business because the Elves, and then, yeah, they're just getting javied to pieces. But, I mean, the problem is with these Noldorian nobles, they'll fight, or Noldorian swords, they'll fight to the last man. Speaking of Noldorian nobles, did they bring any? Or shipwright nobles, sorry, so not Noldor. Well, yeah, they brought Noldorian nobles, I know that. Shipwright nobles is what I was thinking of. And they brought 3. Okay, good, good, good. But yeah, Elves actually are routing over here. The crossbows really doing the damage there, it would seem. And this Dwayne defense kind of worked, but it's costly. Like, you can't take a second wave of it. That's the problem. Like, once, because the Elves are killing, like, every sword unit to a man, basically. So, yeah, even though they might be, like, killing, like, Elven units off, there's still plenty more out here. And there's nastier ones to come. So the problem is that the Elves, I mean, yeah, Dorwinian is just fighting a war of attrition here, and he's not really winning it. Because he, like, the Dwarves and the Elves are able to spend more money. So they have more units. Or better units. So he's got to try and kill units without losing his own now. Penethkill spears over here now, so Gondor throwing more stuff in here. I think these are the Penethkill spears that are defending this bridge. They've now been sent over here because, well, I guess just Gondor's just decided to take more of a responsibility in defending this side now. He's not really committed to anything, to be honest. Yeah, most of his swords and stuff are all back here. Like, all his mainline infantry has been kept in reserve. Whether they were planning to use him as the last stand, I don't know. I feel like the Elves should be for that, really. Forest Rangers down here fighting away. Yeah, the Dwarves really not making much progress. The Iron Hills here are, yeah, the Iron Hills just throwing in their general now. I mean, we've got Aramis from general in there. They haven't got much in reserve, I feel like, unless these pikes are going to come up soon. But yeah, they shouldn't have sent in their general first. They had other shocking which they sent in first, I think. This is terrible. Oh, this is terrible, but still, ask your ally for some shock infantry instead of sending your general in at this point. Good to see that they're just focusing down these Elves, though. This is what they should have done. They got really good crossbows. These guys aren't going to be much use later on. Just stand here and just shoot the Elves. Give them a taste of their own medicine. It's what they do to most factions in games. Just stand and shoot at people. Not just stand. Yeah, these armor-piercing crossbows, they do a lot of damage. It makes your job so much easier when you got to then go in and fight. I mean, I wouldn't just have the Iron Hill pikemen stood here either, though. That's a bit of a waste. We've got Prince's Coast Guard over here now as well. I think they need to push forward just a little bit. Give them like the pike push ability. Just give them a little bit of a push. Because those Elves look a little unsupported actually, and are losing in a fight to Iron Hill warriors. Not really sure how they're losing that fight there. I just realized that we have not a single evil faction here today. So yeah. Sauron will be very happy. And my gosh, we literally looked away for 2 seconds. These Iron Hill pikes are all dead. They were at 100 and something, and now they're down to 15. We've literally been gone 2 seconds. They've been vaporized. I think it's because these Athelian Rangers have been activated on them. And yeah, they just blitz through this unit. And that's what a waste of a pike. At least we're about to see Eremith and crossbows maybe flank around here, shoot the backs of these guys. And you can see there the elves just got smothered by crossbows and spears. Yeah, great little move here. Oh, looks like the Warriors of Loz not going to come forward here. They're going to get gunned down by the Eremith and crossbows. But their shock infantry charge should be pretty devastating on these crossbows. And all they got to counter is spears as well. The spears aren't going to do much. Just feel like it's a long way. Like the Iron Hills, whatever they've got left, it's just taking a long time to get to the front line now. They're just not very set up for like worst case scenario. I get pushed back. They got nothing behind to absorb it. Like no shock infantry ready. But yeah, they're doing okay. They're doing just fine. Oh, what have we got in here? We've got elves in here. How have they managed? Oh, they snuck around the bridge fight. But yeah, the elves are in the back lines here. They're doing a great job with the Linden player here. He may have started late, but he is doing a very nice job here. And we've got Erebor Halberdiers in here. I was going to say, they're not Noldorian nobles, are they? Erebor Halberdiers in here with the elves. At least we've got dwarves and elves fighting side by side, sorta. Just not entirely. And over here as well, we're seeing spears just getting overpowered. Oh, it's mansion claimers. No wonder they're getting overpowered. I was like, oh, it's a sword unit. Why are they like losing decisively? Because it's the best dwarven sword unit available. They've not even lost a man. Oh my gosh. These guys are just like tanks. Literal tanks. Look at this. There's Warrior Loznox getting quite a way into the fight. And yeah, look at this. The Eremith veteran general as well is going to die. So dwarves of the Iron Hills are nearly out. And just haven't made any ground. They've been fighting in the same choke points and died. To be honest, there you go. I think that's the general routed, maybe dead as well. They've still got a lot of troops over here of the Iron Hills. They've just been stood here. If you need to try and do something, you got to like try and push forward. They are finally pushing forward their Dragon Slayers. Like in this choke point here, they kept dying. Just don't keep throwing things forward. Just stand back. Just wait. Wait until like these units get sent elsewhere because another choke point needs them, and then you commit. But like over here, it's looking okay for the elves. They are taking a lot of casualties though, and losing. These crossbows for Dorwinian must be racking up kills. To be fair, they've got a nice line of sight on the elves. There you go, yeah, units breaking. They need to get more guys in here. Peligate Marines as well actually winning this fight. The elves, yeah, I mean, they're getting... Technically, I'd say this is like... They're being fired on while in combat. This is like fimming. That you call it in like NTW3. Because they were literally just like in combat and having jabbies thrown at them. It's pretty horrible actually to witness. But yeah, there you go, the elves... I don't know, actually. The elves are kind of running low on men now. They've only got like the shipwright nobles left. They've got... very few shock infantry units. They've got their archers. They've not used really any of their archers, and that's what they're really known for, the elves, their archers. Like, they could focus on these Peligate Marines. Really easy to kill. Pole arms as well. Like, that's what they've got to do. Like, they could turn some of these fights around. Maybe not this one, because Gondor here has got this elven unit well and truly surrounded. We are seeing the commitment of the Gondor sword infantry now, which weirdly enough is seeming like some of the more elite troops here today. It only feels like it's more elite though, I feel like, because they're being held in reserve. We've got shock infantry here breaking through here. Erebor has made a breakthrough. Finally, we're going to see some dwarven hammers getting bloodied up here. Eremith from veterans getting in there. They need to bring up the rest of their reserves. Again though, look at this, a lot of crossbows and stuff being kept in reserve. Like, get these guys up. Try and just, like, weaken stuff down. Like, in the choke point fights, they should have just been gunning stuff down with crossbows until the defenders eventually just went, fine, you can come in. Manchester Claim is still yet to lose a man, by the way. They've killed an entire Penethgillen spear unit without losing a man. My gosh. And now they're fighting Gondor swords in the back. They might not lose too many here, but they are exhausted, so they do need time to freshen up, really. Oh my gosh, I wouldn't want to be this Gondor sword, surrounded by shipwright nobles and mansion claimers. You know when you're fighting an elf and it's got like it's not wearing golden armor is what I was gonna try and say. If it's not wearing golden armor, you know it's an elite unit for the elves, like especially for Linden, like, or even for like the Wooden Realm, like they're both wearing gold armor. It's just a sign that it's a good unit. The Noldorian nobles now arriving. They kind of wear like a they have a bit of gold on them, I guess, but it's kind of more like bronzy. Their look, I feel. They look cool though. We haven't seen these guys in ages. Arguably, I still think one of the best pole arms in the game, if not the best. Noldorian nobles. They used. I don't know if they ever got like debuffed. I don't really know if they tweaked them ever. But when they first came out, they were god tier. They were like incredible. I think they still are, to be honest. They are still really, really good. That Manchu claimer, where's that gone? Oh, it's lost a lot of men though now. I think it's getting shot in the back. That's why. It's down here fighting in the trees, so we can't really see it, but it is fighting in there. And we've got a Bounding Guard down here. It seems like the defenders, yeah, fully committed to fighting for these choke points now. I don't think they're going to bother fighting for this hilltop. I mean, to be fair, the Dragon Slayer is kind of doing okay. They've held their point. Over here as well, I mean, we're seeing the elves make a push forward here. We've got the Boar Hunters here holding the line. Elven King's also in here, trying to get a charge off. A lot of archers here fighting now. I like how the elves just tower over the dwarves. I mean, they should. Surely they could just easily like stab down and kill the dwarves. It wouldn't be too hard. We're going to see a little volley here from the Edmonton crossbows. Nice little use of the walls here. They're going to try and shoot it into the side. Actually, they are looking outwards, so that is not going to work. They need to look inwards. Boys, you need to look inwards. But yeah, I don't think the Elven King's going to allow it. He's going to charge him in a moment. Yeah, here we go. Elven King's going up. And there you go. They're getting smothered. Spears are starting to lose, though. He's only a levy infantry unit after all. But weirdly enough, even though they were really struggling in these choke points, the attackers have managed to make a breakthrough. And the Fountain Guards are getting shot at as well. Hopefully they're getting shot at by like Elven Archers or something good. I think they are actually. The Noldorian Archers from back there are shooting those Fountain Guard, I think. But yeah, they're surrounding a lot of nasty units down here. Gondor Sword Infantry being surrounded. I mean, Dorwin over here's just got crossbows. That's all he's got. He needs to get back and defend his top defense point. Top defense point? I guess that's a... Yeah. Oh, there's another ramp over here. Okay, it's at least 3 ways up. Makes it a little bit harder then for the defenders. But yeah, Penniskillen, Spears and Vineland Guards, get up here. Just defend this choke point and then you'll be fine. That's all you need to worry about. These Dorvian crossbows, I don't know how many kills they got, but they've probably got a decent amount. The Fountain Guard as well. Bloodied up. Jeez, they lost a lot. They're finally going to take these choke points, are the defenders. I mean, what's the balance of power looking like? It's looking rough. 1,600 versus 2,200. So, I mean, it's close. Like, that's not out of the realm's possibility of still winning for the defenders. Like, they have the defense on their side. The attackers have got to make the aggressive push. Yeah, not Fountain Guard, Prince's Coast Guard, they're dying. Could they get one of these Elven units back, potentially? I feel like you could get the Lords of Last Garland back. Let the Forest Rangers die here, get the Lords back. You could use that extra archer unit simply just to, like, I don't know, go into combat. Even if you're not going to be able to use the supply barrel, which is just here. I feel like they could definitely try to resupply some archers, but instead they sent them into combat. I feel like certainly Wooden Realm archers as well, kind of wasting them. They're good in combat, wasting them if you're not going to use the supply barrels first, because like their accuracy's second to none, really. But there you go. Pelargir Marines also dealt with. They have done their damage already to Noldorian nobles, so anything, or Noldorian swords, so anything else was a bonus for them. But yeah, it's looking like after a pretty costly first few assaults, the attackers have taken like this lower half of the city. We've still got Dane waiting outside here, and we still have the two Mordants landing. So some very elite units still in reserve for the attackers. Two Mordants, Shipwright Nobles. We've got Dane as well. We also have the Dragon Slayers are still alive. They're still pretty healthy. And we've got like Noldorian Nobles as well. So yeah, they've got lots of really nasty elite pole arms. They've only got one Founding Guard I've seen. It seems like the Wooden Realm didn't even bring a single Hall Guardian. So yeah, I'm not quite sure how the defenders are going to deal with all those pole arms. Maybe the crossbows, but they haven't got enough ammo. I mean, they've got like a slither left each. So, I mean, they might be able to take out one, or at least weaken one, but that'll be it. They're actually the elves over here are still winning. They're actually going to try and just take out these Iron Fortress Guardians, which are just like, yeah, running away. I feel like they do okay in combat against these Lords of Asgard. These guys are, like, exhausted. Well, they're not quite exhausted, they're very tired. Yeah, the Forest Rangers are going to carry on the fight. I think finally these Lords of Asgard are being given the call to go back, but I don't think they're going to make it. The Iron Hill warriors are waiting. And look at that, the dwarves are actually being chased out of the city. That is hilarious. But yeah, it seems though Iron Hill crossbows over here with still chevrons. Is this what they've earned, or is this what they were like given? Because that's pretty damn impressive if they've earned that. Iron Hill crossbows, by the way, fighting for Erebor, is one of the newer units that got added in, I'm pretty sure, in the last Erebor update. Just a lighter, cheaper crossbow, which is certainly what they needed. Like, everyone didn't want to have to spend 1,000 on like that Iron Hill crossbows. They are good, but if you can get just like some cheaper ones, and they can do just the same job if you keep them protected, then everyone will take those for sure. But here we go. Seems like those Lords of Asgard. I mean, I'll just get back here. See if we could resupply. They could also just charge down the Elven King if they go into combat and they just recharge these swords. Certainly, or just shoot them in the back. In fact, these Lords of Asgard here just got a clear line of sight into the backs of these guys. Could just gun them down. I mean, you could also just gun down this Dragon Slayer here. I mean, yeah, they've got quite a few options. But here we go, Lords of Asgard going in. Obviously, they just charge. They have no real choice what to do. The Iron Hills are going to try and flank them with their swords. Expected no less. They routed one of these swords already. Have the Lords of Asgard. It was a weak one. But there you go. Iron Hills now going in. Sort of getting a flank on. I would have got a little bit further around the back of them. Yeah, it honestly looks like the Lords of Asgard could kill these guys off as well. I mean, they're losing decisively now. I'm seeing a lot more Iron Hill warriors dying than Lords of Asgard. Here we go. Archers have been activated, and they're going to shoot that Dragon Slayer down. And yeah, fair enough. It's a pretty nasty unit to try and take out later on. So yeah, try and use your ammo now. I mean, they could also just try and kill Dane with the archer fire. That might do some damage to morale. So we are playing with dwarves and elves here. Morale is not really an issue for either side. But Dane is going in. You can see him in the back lines. So here he is. Dane Ironfoot going in. He's going to start slapping some people up with hammers. There you go. That Lord's Last Garden has not a chance in hell of getting out of there now. It seems like over here they're taking a bit more patient, being a bit more patient. Seems like the Iron Hills are just going to go straight on in. It seems like it's been their tactic though the whole game. Not really slowed down at all. Yeah, these Dragon Slayers are just going to go straight on in. Like, they could just set up their Mithrin crossbows and shoot a little bit. Shoot these last Garden blades. Make it a bit easier for yourself. Like, worst comes to worst, these guys are going to charge down and attack you. Ooh, well, actually, to be fair, Elven King's now charging down. Dragon Slayers here could just do a lot of damage to this Elven King if they're paying attention. Oh, that's actually a pretty good charge for the Elven King. Yeah, they didn't set up their pikes in time, so the Dragon Slayer managed to get a fair few kills. I mean, he's going to kill some Elven King riders, I imagine, on the way out. They're pikes. Or not. He actually managed to get out of that one alive. Dragon Slayers kind of suck, you know, man. I don't really rate the pikes for the Iron Hills. I don't think they really do much. They're there. I mean, they'll absorb the shots, but I don't feel like they're that great. Maybe I'll have to do a game and see if I just, like, if someone's playing the Iron Hills and I'm facing them, I'll just ignore their pikes and see how many kills they get. If I just, like, just from not firing at them, like, not weakening them. Be interested to see. I just let them go into normal combat. I'll put my own, like, pole arms or something in there as well, just to, like, you know, make it fair, but I kind of want to just give them a half a chance and see what they can do. Because every time they seem to just get killed so quickly. And I don't think they're that great anyways. Iron Hill crossbows coming up. They're just going to apparently assault a pike line on their own. I wish you all the best luck here, but this is not going to go well. And we've got Citadel Guard here, which I think is the general unit, yeah. And then we have Founding Guard behind. This is going to be tough to break through for the attackers. They definitely have the means of doing it. Oh, jeez, yeah, those pole arms, not pole arms, sorry, these crossbows just charging in. They're dead. Getting shish kebabbed on pikes. Yeah, it seems as though the Iron Hill crossbows are just going to get themselves killed here. They're just going to run and die. And it seems like the Noldorian archers don't fancy the same fate, so they're going to retreat back down that hill. And yeah, the Dwarven Range Travelers are going to get sent up. I mean, if you could set them up like sort of where the Noldorian archers are now, just set them up here, and then fire over the side. You can maybe get these Found Guard in the flank with a few shots there. But there are Arthurian Rangers also preparing to shoot anything down. I think that maybe, yeah, they're going for the Dwarven Range Travelers. They're going to try and focus these guys down. And they are levies, so they should break relatively easily. But I don't know if they have the ability or the quality to actually take out those Found Guard, even weaken them. I would be unsure of that. But yep, Dwarves going in over here as well, and the Dragon Slayers are just getting focused down and killed. I would just leave them now. They look like they're very much about to die. Yeah, the Iron Hill Warriors, though, they're going in. They're going to die as well. I mean, they're setting up fresh units. But like I said, they really just need to get some crossbows up. Just shoot these Last Garland Blades. They just don't like getting gunned down by crossbows. We've seen that already. They really just start to drop pretty quickly. And they've got plenty of healthy crossbows over here that they could do the job with. And that's what they really need to use. Just slow down a little bit, use their crossbows, and they'll be just fine. Looks like we're going to see some Dwarven crossbows rush this Iron Hill crossbow, and then they're probably going to go chasing after these ranged travelers. The Found Guard are taking a few casualties, but nothing insane, it seems. And here we go, the Battle of the Crossbowmen. And the Dwarves are going to lose that one, obviously. But yeah, it does look like it's going to be a pretty tough assault here for the attackers, especially if they don't use their assets they have left. Like wisely. If they're just going to keep sending in swords in like this, they'll just die. I mean, eventually they'll grind through them, but they will also could just die. They are moving up some crossbows, but again, they're kind of like firing onto the flanks, and they're probably actually killing some of their own men. I can see that they are hitting a few of their own like Dragon Slayers in the back. They could actually flank around the side here, and then they could maybe shoot them in the side, but they're nearly out of ammo anyway. And as you can see, their Lord's Last Guard firing into the backs of these dwarves again, and they're just going to eat up those dwarves there. Very, very nice for them. And you can see, yeah, dwarves over here as well. Erebor being caught out with his Dwarven Range Travels. I'm surprised he didn't retreat when he saw the Dwarven crossbows come down the hill. He knew what was going to happen. And he's going to try to get out of there again. He's failed. He's wavering now. And this is a very, like, well, it was a healthy Dwarven unit, but it also has plenty of ammo. That's a big loss there for the attackers, who are going to be running out of ammo shortly, really. I mean, bar these two crossbow units back here, the rest of their crossbows kind of, well, these are actually on half. This one's on pretty low ammo. And these Elven Archers are all out of ammo as well, and they're just being sent up against spears and swords over here. I don't think they're going to break through that line. They can give it a good go. Keep charging in, Noldorian Archers. Don't slow down. It's the Violent Guards. I mean, if they could bait them out and flank them, then they've got a chance. I think that's what they're going to try and do. Yeah, you can see here, I think they're trying to bait these guys out. I mean, there's a shipwright noble lying in wait nearby, but apart from that, they are pretty short men over here. They got a little bit of crossbow ammo left. I wouldn't waste it on these guys. If you got even like one volley, don't waste it. I wonder if you could get it. Yep, there you go. They're gonna waste it. I don't know if that's a smart idea, just shooting these elves. You didn't even kill a single one. And yeah, there you go. That's just kind of a waste of ammunition. You should have saved that for like a weak polearm or something. And a cav again down here. I don't know how this is really charged through. He's actually routed a whole bunch of stuff. The Iron Hill like player here has had a really rough day. And he's going to lose his Iron Fortress Guardians. I'd rush on these elves now. Just support your general. Get these guys mopped up. But there you go. The Wooden Realm here is just done a really good job of holding back the Iron Hills most of this game. I really love the look of this Elven King as well. With the like gold trim now and his silver armor. Oh, it looks good. There you go. He's actually pulled through. I don't know if he really should have done that. But he has pulled through in his Iron Fortress Guardians. And yeah, he's now gonna, I guess, go after other stuff. Try and maybe charge his general. Dane's over here on his own. You could definitely charge him. But the Lasgal and Blades here that are gonna just deal with those crossbows. But yeah, he did lose a lot of Elven King riders pulling through, as he should. Looks like he's gonna charge his Eremith from veterans instead. Dane is not on his list. And there you go, pretty good charge onto the veterans. And no, they're not technically a shock cav. It is cav all the same. And he's going up against like shock infantry. It's a pretty nasty thing to go for. I mean, that unit's now basically redundant. The Elven King here as well also will fight basically to the last man. So yeah, this is going to be a constant problem for the dwarves until they can kill off like every single one of those riders. That's a problem that they got to deal with. Door-winning crossbows have been dealt with now by Manchu claimers that are in here. Well, they look like they're going to be. The Manchu claimers are getting focused on. There's a lot of ammo being used by those Athelian Rangers on those Manchu claimers. Don't know if that was a smart idea. It was already a weak unit, and it is fully gone now. Wow, yeah, they used a lot of ammo there, the Athelian Rangers. Shipwright Noble's now going to go in and deal with these crossbows. And I don't know what the plan is, if they're going to go and try and, like, the defense is going to go for time, like in the previous siege trial that we looked at, with the dwarves and elves fighting together, or whether they're going to go and try and go for just trying to wipe out each other out. I don't know. I also just realized, I'd say like the previous like Lord of the Rings battle, like siege that we looked at, you may have not watched that one last. that's very confusing. The winning crossbows fighting in Finland. I don't know why they're holding back the elves, but they are beating one of them, but losing decisively against the rest. Well, actually now beating two. How are they beating? How does this work? I'm not quite sure. Everyone's losing. I mean, that is how war works. No one comes out a winner. The Vanning guards in here now. I mean, they should get a lot of kills. This is an elite sword unit going up against trained bows. Even though they're elves, it's a lot of elves. A lot of good kills you can get there. There's actually a cap point down here. Alright. Well, that could actually swing the balance a little bit in favor of the attackers. Two Wardens, and we have Shipwright Nobles there as well, capturing it. So that's a bit of a win. And the Peneth Gillen Spears trying to flank a little bit. I don't know. Still waiting on that reskin for the all the thief. Like units for the Gondor, because that was supposed to be a thing. They were going to do that. But yeah, Tomb Wardens now being set up over here. I mean, I love the reskin for the Tomb Wardens. By far and away now one of my favorite looking units. Look at that just mask. It looks like terrifying. I wouldn't want to go near that. I mean, the Manchu Claimers and yeah, Tomb Wardens are probably some of my favorite looking units. They already were. I mean, well, certainly the Manchu Claimers were, but they're even better now. But yeah, look at that. That's a horrifying mask to like be charged by. Like, just in a, like, you could, just no emotion. Like, you can't even see, the actual person's emotion. You just got that. Every time they go into battle. That's awesome. It looks great. They've done a great job on those models. They really have. Mithrin Veterans, we've got Shipwright Nobles here as well. And they're now bringing over the Lords Lasgalan with their full ammunition almost. And they're going to send them in. Shipwright Nobles, they're going into combat with Lasgarn Blades. Should be a win for Linden, really. Unless, obviously, the Lasgarn Blades can... sorry, the Lasgarn Archers can do some damage. Over on this side, seems like it's all quiet now here. It's all quiet on the Western Front. The elves are just going to wait patiently until they're ordered to go elsewhere. So they've cut... all they can smell is the stinking corpses of those dwarves they butchered. And there is actually a little sneaky move going on here by the dwarves. Kind of pulled through a little bit. There is still some elves here to fight. They have just pulled through with an Edmundstrom veteran unit, and they're kind of just trying to get into the back lines of this sword unit. Not really going to achieve a lot, but it'll be a little bit of a pest and a little bit of an annoyance. I mean, this could be easily countered if you just brought up the Elven King. You can just rear charge, or they're going to bring up the Fountain Guard or not. Yeah, they've got plenty of stuff going over there. But I guess it could be a threat. Shaken is this unit though, and they are losing decisively, actually pulling out of their own combat. They are getting shot in the back of these Shipwright Nobles, but they're still doing pretty well. Combat even. Artillery Rangers out of ammo are pretty good in melee as well. They have got some pretty good melee stats. And as you can see, actually, Lasgarn Blades starting to win because I think of that archer fire that they're taking of those Shipwright Nobles. But the Dwarven Barrack Guard on their way up as well now. They might start to take the flak of this archer fire here, the Lords Lasgarn. We'll probably want to take them out, I'd have thought, but maybe not actually. Shipwright Nobles still getting a lot of focus, a lot of attention. It's silver versus gold. The archer volleys actually are just merciless right now. These Shipwright Nobles are getting evaporated. Iron Fortress Guardians, well, they can again get better angles. Like, they're just kind of just shooting through their backs to their own men to try and like kill the Lasgarn Blades on the front line. It's like no mercy. It's like in that I'm trying to remember what it's in. Oh, it's in Game of Thrones. Like, but we'll shoot our own men. And it's like, we'll shoot theirs too. Or something like that. It's like, we have reserves. As well. The pole arms are in here now, the two Mordens. Yeah, these Pennythorn Spears are getting surrounded. I don't really know how the attackers have got in behind. I mean, I guess if they went around this way, maybe there's like two guys defending it. But again, it's technically, I wouldn't be best pleased by it. Because they're like, well, I don't know. I feel like you've gone to a lot of effort to try and pull through. Yeah, I think that was the way they went. I can see a dead Shipwright Noble there. And yeah, they got their general out of there to Dorwinian because they realised what was happening. They could, I guess, countercharge now and re-surround this Shipwright Noble if they wanted to. They've got crossbows and they've got Artillery Rangers they could also use in that push if they wanted to try that. But it might be a lot of effort just to take out one Shipwright Noble. But they are running out of time, are the defenders. I mean, these attackers are slowly getting up the hill. They've stopped going up the far one over here, but the other two are making some pretty decent progress. These are the two choke points. Well, I say that. This one's yet to make progress, but the end is nigh. Because there's not many more units they can throw in. It's a pike, a spear,
and running for their lives.
And the pike will get shot at by crossbows. They can keep throwing up this shock infantry for now. It should eventually, they should through a war of attrition just win that fight. Over on this side, there's nothing to stop these pole arms, which is the main problem. They've got a bit of archer fire that they can throw on them. The Lord's Lasgarn here can do some damage. Really, they need to shoot these guys in the back. Don't shoot them head on. Not going to do a lot. And these Violent Guards looking the wrong way as well. Don't know if they're going to turn around at the last second and just kind of fool the dwarves, but no, it doesn't look like they are. They're just going to go into combat. Oh gosh. This isn't going to go well. Turn around, Dorwinian. What are you doing? They have found a nice little gap here, though. That is a good gap. That's not pulling through. That's actually using the gaps available to you. And they got into these Lords of Lasgarland. They didn't send in the Dorwinian crossbows either. I don't know if Dorwinian's AFK or something, or he's just, I don't know. Unaware of what's going on. Look at this guy. Oh my gosh, he's just punching the elf. And then he got stabbed in the chest. Oh. Hard to see, but that was pretty epic. Keep fighting away. Kill these damn elves. Come to our home. They're actually losing as well. They're getting flanked from multiple sides, and it's actually doing a lot of damage to the ship right now, which is huge. 2 Wardens, though, are beating those Vineland Guards. No surprise there, really. It's a weakened unit of Vineland Guards. Whether they could flank with the Citadel Guards, they could get around the back, or hold the line with the Citadel Guards and get the Athelian Rangers around the back. They could surround all of those units there if they wanted to. That is definitely possible. They're blobbing up a lot, the attackers. They're just setting everything in. And if you keep stuff in reserve, it means that it makes it less appetizing, more risky for the defenders to try and surround you. Like for instance, just go back over to this side to show an example. If they kept like 1 or 2 of these archers in reserve, just kept them here, then the defenders can't even think about flanking around. But to be honest, if they beat this shipwright noble, the defenders, there's a very good chance that they could flank around quite easily and surround all these guys. I don't know whether to rout them, but do a certain amount of damage, and it's certainly a better idea than just fighting like they are currently, because they're losing as they currently is. So they might as well try something different. The Athelian Rangers here, they are slowly killing these guys off. I did say they were pretty good in melee. Oh, they have broken through the Violent Guards anyway, so time is running out to try and do some flanking. A general is dead. That is the Violent Guard general dead for Dominion. I think he's really just out anyway. I don't think he's got much left. And there you go, the Tomb Warden unit actually getting focused down now by archers. Has taken a fair few casualties in that first fight, so the HP is a bit weakened. Over on this side, Shipwright Nobles are also in combat against a pike unit. Why is he sending his general into a pike unit here? And there you go, I think that might be, yeah, that is Lyndon's general has been killed, charging into pikes. It's a bit of a strange move. Shouldn't really affect his morale too much. But he, again, hasn't got much left. He's got those archers, and I think that's about it. Unless, oh no, he's got the Noldorian nobles. But again, shouldn't really be much of an issue. They're really elite. They just don't know the meaning of retreat. But it's pretty close at this point. 600 versus 700, and you can see the defenders are going to go back to back, so they can't be surrounded. Pretty smart idea. And now they could use the Elven King if they wanted to hammer and anvil these Iron Fortress Guardians if they get the opportunity. Also, these Aeromiths and Crossbows are just going to shoot try and shoot the Fountain Guard in the back, at least try to. Look at this guy, just punching away. He's just punching away, but and then he gets stabbed in the chest. Such a brutal, like, animation. I do love it, though. And there you go. The Elven King, I wasn't paying attention, just busy watching a man getting punched to death. They did just charge the Iron Fortress Guardians. It's awesome to see. That would be a cool animation I'd love to see one day in Total War, but it might be a little bit too brutal for Total War. I don't know. Gotta think they are still, like, for 12-year-olds and stuff for these games. But like seeing a man use his shield as a weapon, like he maybe has his sword knocked out of his hand, and then uses his shield to like beat like the other like soldier to death. That'd be kind of cool. That's what happened in actual like history and like actual battles, like in medieval battles especially, where you just like use anything that you had like close to you as a weapon. That would be quite a cool, like, animation. Whether you could do that, would be quite cool. Lasgarland Blades going in over here. It seems like all reserves being retreated from this side. You can see the attackers have nothing left anyway. So this fresh Lasgarland Blade could actually be pretty huge. But I don't know. There's not much in the way to stop these pole arms. And they've got all these crossbows as well with plenty of ammo. So the defenders do just have just about enough by the looks of it at the moment. And as soon as we're going to see a charge from the Elven King here, he's going to go in. It's do or die right now for him. Thranduil going in. And I don't think he's going to kill many of these crossbows, but he's going to do some damage. You see the pikes here broken. The Founding Guard are gone. And it's now just down to the Wooden Realm with a few units to hold here. I mean, really, the attackers can just fly on through these. Noldorian nobles can just hold here and just allow the crossbows then to do their work in peace. Over on this side, though, it's kind of close. Noldorian archers breaking actually because of their general being lost. And we've got a Citadel Guard going up against the Tomb Warden. And you can see more archers now coming across. So it is getting pretty damn close. It's getting a bit too close, I feel like. 500 men each. Oh boy. This is incredibly close. You see the Noldorian nobles are just getting ready, getting set up. Again, another pull through really. I don't know if this should really be able to do that, but that's actually going to cost the Erebor player here his unit. They just pulled through into an Athelian Ranger unit. And there's one side is much better in combat than the other, and it's certainly not the dwarves. And yeah, you can see losing decisively. I mean, they're already pulling through a Lasgarland Blade, really. The other crossbow here is now setting up. I mean, now we're going to see these archers. These Athelian Rangers have no time to use their ammo. They just got to run into combat. They need this general as well over here. This Elven King is needed. That small amount of cav could be huge. Athelian Rangers, they are light bows, so they're going to suffer to those crossbows pretty badly. Here we go, though. The Elven King going in. He's doing his bit. He's taking the shots. The Athelians can get much closer. Good charge there. And now can they get the Athelian Rangers into combat, do the damage that needs to be done. Really nice. The Elven King getting out there. He's pretty banged up, but he's still alive. And the Citadel Guard over here retreating. And yeah, as you can see, the Tomb Wardens not coming up. It seems like they're just ignoring the fact that that choke point's been left. And that could be huge. You need to get those Tomb Wardens moving, because they're like a health, well, not a healthy, but a half strength unit. Pretty useful to have. Those crossbows are gone. Noldorian nobles pushing forward here, trying to take those Athelian Rangers out. The Citadel Guards nearly flanked them, and that would have been huge. If they could have flanked these guys, that would have been great. And they're still yet to lose an elf. I think it might come to army losses. I think the defenders might just about have this. Balance power has just shifted slightly in their favor for the first time this game. 384 versus 287. Still not done though. There's still some, like I said, some nasty units. These two ones finally getting moving. Now, they finally realize that they need to get up here. Dane is in here, of course. Got Noldorian nobles. Yeah, I mean, they're still clearing out units. It's going to be close, like incredibly close. Dane has won his fight against the Lasgarland Blades. Now goes into Lords of Lasgarland. The Athelian Rangers here trying to focus down Dane, which is really good to see. That's what they're going to have to do to try and get the victory here. I mean, there isn't much. Actually, Iron Hill still have one unit alive here. And Dane is like all that's left of Erebor, really. But actually, no, you got the Tomb Wardens. But there you go. Shipwright Noble's broken. That's the final unit. Well, actually, it's not the final unit of Linden gone. Linden still have this healthy unit. But it might not matter because Dane's going to break. And so now the Iron Fortress Guardians as well are breaking as well. Tomb Warden's still healthy, but it's going to come down to 2 pole arms to try and do it. Yep, there you go. Look at this. Just 2 pole arms now left. How are they going to play this? They really just need to be super aggressive now to the defenders. Don't let this unit set up. Just try and capture it. And then also the same with this one as well. Don't let the Tomb Wardens set up anywhere. Just try and get around the back of it. Okay, yeah, this unit's now like, just leave it. Leave it. Ignore it. Don't even try. Oh, no, Lords of Lasgarland. What are you doing? What are you doing? Don't engage it. Go and deal with the dwarves. Just go and take them out. This is a terrible idea. You're just throwing away your chance of victory here, sir. This unit's going to try and cap the point. It's not going to succeed. So all you have to do is just like, yeah, get out of this unit, go and take it out. You can surround it. Pole arms don't like being surrounded. And here you go. This banged up dwarven unit here. The Tomb Wardens. They're bloodied. They're done with war. They just want to go home, back to Erebor. Back to their lonely mountain. Oh, they're gonna try. Oh, they're gonna do this. They're smart at it. Oh, wow, that's a nice little point that you can hold under there. That's really cool. Really well spotted there by the Erebor player. But can you just flank around over there? No, that's walled off. Oh my. Erebor's found an actually an elite spot there. I think. Oh no, I thought the Athenian Rangers maybe had some ammo left. They were gonna just use that, but I think they're looking for another way in, realizing there isn't another way in. Well, they could have just attacked on the sides. They formed up, just attacked on the sides. That might work. But again, also, they could just wait and bait this Noldorian noble. Like, that unit's on its way. This is incredibly close ending. I thought it was, like, done and dusted, but the positions that these pole arms got themselves into, I mean, this pole arm, not so much. This one, though, in a really good spot. The attackers will probably engage this archer here. And then that probably means this unit, spears probably have to go over. Oh, gosh, yeah. I think they've got it. I think the attackers might have it. Because I feel like it's just checkmate, really. Because they're going to have to move at least one more unit over here to deal with these Noldorian nobles. And then that means that the Tomb Wardens can easily take out the third unit. And then once they've taken out the third unit, they just surround what's engaged with the Noldorian nobles. Unless they can somehow manage to... Oh. Unless they commit a little bit too early like that. That's not checkmate. Yeah. That's... Oh, and they got stopped in the fence. What happened? You can definitely engage that unit. Just go and attack on the side. Yep, there you go. Yeah, okay. I was going to say it was checkmate unless the Tomb Warden moved. Which he did. Now he's running back to his position. He's going to get, yeah, out of position. That's not a phalanx. That's just a wiggly old line with pole arms. It's not going to work. Oh, the spears, sorry, the pole arms over here, they're winning though easy against the archers. They're going to try and turn around in a second here. Elven King coming in. If he has Warcry or something like that, he needs to use that soon. Oh, Elven King could die though here. And I mean, all it leaves is the Lord's Lasgarland. But there you go, you can see here, Tomb Wardens starting to waver, as are the Noldorian nobles who are finally starting to die. And there you go, a victory for the defenders. Wow, that was Pyrrhic. 3 units left at the end there. So yeah, well done to Gondor, who did just about win the day. But at what a cost. There really was nothing left for either side there. Really well done by everyone that played. Really, really great siege battle. Yeah, like I said, it was sent in by Zahn, who was playing as Gondor. I mean, his archers did really well. His Athenian Rangers 279 kills, 237. His Pelasgi is getting 105 kills. His Trebuchet 164 kills. His Fountain Guard only getting 75 kills. His Warriors Losnark actually getting 179. It's not too shabby against like dwarves and elves. And then nothing else really got anything insane. His Gondor Swords actually kind of just got absolutely annihilated. Then we have Chicken Wolf playing as Dorwinium. 126 kills with his Violent Guards here. His Dorwinian Infantry getting 128 kills. 168 with the Elduin Bridge Wards. His crossbows did really well, 191 kills, 159, 290 kills, and his Cav getting 179 kills. Then we have Silent Dragon playing as the Wooden Realm, 233 kills with his Elven King Riders, 146 with his Lasgarland Blades, 213 with another there. His Archers, Forest Rangers getting 249 kills, 244 with the Lords of Lasgarland, and then 247 with another here. All of them getting plus 200 actually. Then we have everyone here playing as Linden. 208 kills with the Shipwright Nobles, very, very good. 222 with the Noldorian Swords. 113 with another there. 209, some, yeah, solid kills with all these shock infantry, really. His Noldorian Nobles only getting 100, sorry, not even getting 100 kills, getting 58 kills. And his Archers, 63, the best there. Then we have Joshi playing as Erebor. 149 kills with his Dane Ironfoot General. 217 kills with these Mandrill Claimers, my gosh. 181 kills with the Ered Mithrin Veterans. My god, they did well. And then we've got like Dwarven Barrack Guard 155. The Tomb Wardens 123 kills. Crossbows 180. Then we have USA here playing as the Iron Hills. 115 kills with Arid Mithrin Veteran General. And then not much else getting into the hundreds. Iron Fortress Guardians getting 128 with the Arid Mithrin Crossbows. And the Dragon Slayer is getting 88. Really a rough game for them today again. But there you go, guys. That is today's Siege battle. If you did enjoy, do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and a comment to show your support. And feel free to join the Discord as well if you want to get involved or send in your own epic Dawnless Days Siege battles. And until next time, I'll see you in the next one.